Rev up your engines!
Well, the Cybertruck is now such a flop that Tesla's offering deep discounts on them. And on top of that, the $7,500 tax credit is expected to vanish soon because, Trump's going to be getting rid of that. They don't like the idea of electric cars. They think it's something the Americans don't want that's being pushed out. And, there's all kinds of, what do they say, politics makes strange bedfellows, that people that normally you wouldn't think would think one way do because of the political climate and the economic climate, right? People don't have all that kinds of loose money left. People are putting up debts on their credit cards. They're not going to go out and buy some stupid $100,000 electric Cybertruck. So now they're knocking off $6,000 off these things, but they still can't get rid of them because people realize they're like a giant garbage can rolling down the road. Now there's a big stock of dust-laden unsold Cybertrucks that they can't get rid of. Maybe they can have a fire sale of them. Hey, it would be an ironic, right? Fire sale of electric vehicles that start on fire, but this thing's proving to be a massive failure. It was a stupid idea to begin with. Now, the stupid idea is a real thing, and it's failing miserably for various reasons. You can't just push these things out and think people are going to buy them, especially these big trucks. GM's big electric trucks, massive failures. They can't get rid of them. The Ford Lightning electric pickup, it's proven to be a massive failure. And then Ford said, well, that was just a stopgap. We're working on a really great, fully designed from the bottom up electric truck. And now they're saying, well, they're waiting a while to build that too. They may never build it. Who knows? They built a Cybertruck, and look what's happening. Talk about egg in old Elon's face. Well, there it is. Well, Ford's at it again. They just dropped 8 recalls in one day. 5 of them were for the Maverick to fix previous recall fixes that didn't fix the vehicle. The usual, we'll fix it with software. Well, gee, the software fix didn't work. Well, let's fix it with another software fix. Ford is in deep trouble. Now, the funny thing is, Tesla actually leads them in recall, the number of recalls that are done. Tesla is actually ahead of Ford with making worse quality with more recalls. But Ford leads by the millions of vehicles that were actually recalled, because there's a big difference between the number of different recalls you have versus how many millions of vehicles are actually in the recalls. Ford is blowing Tesla away on that. They have millions of things that are being recalled on. Farley says, we're going to work on this quality control. I guess you're not working too hard. Maybe you're having a few too martinis at lunch, but your quality problems are piling up. They're not going away. They're actually growing. You're going in the wrong direction, Mr. Farley. And the insult of having, Mavericks, we recalled them. Okay, we fixed them. Oh, that didn't fix them. Now I got to recall them for the same thing. Hey, something is rotten in Fordland. Maybe it used to be rotten in Denmark. Well, now it's rotten in Detroit. They both start with D's, right? I don't know. I think they should get themselves another CEO and start over. The guy doesn't seem to know what's going on, right? Truman, the old president, used to say, the buck stops here. He had a sign on his desk that said, the buck stops here. He doesn't have a very good grasp of the automotive industry, that's for sure. Well, here we go in a topsy-turvy world of economics and vehicles. Now, the Trump administration has reversed and said many new tariffs in Mexico and Canada are going to be suspended. Oh, like I didn't see this one coming, right? There is no way that all the money that the car companies spent building factories in Mexico so they could build them cheaper. Certainly they didn't pass the savings on to us consumers buying the cars, but, they built those factories down there. You think they're just going to let it slide, that they're going to be a 25% tariff? They built them on there to make them cheaper. Who knows what promises they'll make? The car companies could say, well, we're going to make more in the United States in the future. The future. Of course, as we all know, the future never exists. We always live in the present. And presently, they make an awful lot of trucks and cars in Mexico that are then sold in the United States. And don't think that that is going to change any anytime soon. Hey, they put too much money into that stuff, and in the back room, who knows what deals are being cut, because now they're kind of rolling it back. A lot of people get scared by pontificating, like the Canadians, okay? They're all worried. We don't want to be the 51st American state. That's never going to happen, you know? But somebody says something, and then all of a sudden they're all, oh no, this is bad. Oh, we'll stop drinking Jack Daniels and take them off the shelves of the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, right? I mean, the tariff's the same thing. You know, it's more tactic than anything else. And any fool could see it would never be instituted because these companies have too much money invested in factories in Mexico to save themselves money. And the bottom line is that corporations want to make a profit. And they have an awful lot of pull politically, right? And a lot of money to grease the wheels. So it looks like the wheels are starting to get greased now, and they're still going to be making the stuff in Mexico. And they're not going to move the factories back to the United States, as far as I can see, anytime soon. Well, here's an interesting one. Toyota is launching a new BZ3X SUV, and it only costs $15,150. Whoa, an electric SUV at that price range. Where can you get one? Well, you can only get them in China now because it's not really a Toyota. Toyota's got a deal going with the Chinese auto giant GAC. It's a big state-owned car manufacturer in China. So actually, of course, these are not Toyota-built electric SUVs for $15,150. They're Chinese. And Toyota's just got a deal going with them because they want to break into the Chinese market because if you don't know, China is now the largest car market in the world. It used to be the United States. We're not number one. We're number one. We're number one. No, the United States is now number two in terms of the largest market. So everybody's scrambling to make some money in China. And hey, I guess the Chinese, they don't want to spend the kind of money we do. So hey, if they can build and sell an electric SUV for $15,000 and they actually work out, well, there's a game changer, you know? Then more people will be buying them. I mean, the regular SUVs in the United States, hey, the average price of the average SUV is like $55,000. So if they can sell them for $15,000 in China, hey, who knows? Maybe they'll come over here one day. But if you could buy a car for $15,000, hey, nice second car for driving around in. Yeah, maybe you're worried about long distance, but hey, if you get an electric SUV for that price, a lot of people would probably at least try them out for a while. Well, Volvo just unveiled their upcoming EX60. It'll be a compact SUV electric car. This will be an electric version of the Volvo's popular XC60. So, you know, Volvo always said, oh, we're going to be all electric, blah, 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 blah. Well, I got something to tell you, Volvo. You may be barking up the wrong tree here. If you look at your electric car sales, especially in the United States, they're abysmal. Nobody wants electric Volvos in the United States. They like the idea of a Volvo, taking all your kids to a soccer game, safety, and all that stuff. Convenient, they could go a long way. They don't like the idea of an electric vehicle. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to have range anxiety. Who's going to be able to fix these things, right? It's hard enough to find somebody who knows how to fix a regular Volvo. Try to find somebody who fix an electric one, and you'll really be up the creek without a paddle, right? Now, the EX60, they say, is coming in 2026, and it'll be coming next year. Well, all I got to say is good luck, Volvo, especially here in the United States. Your cars are expensive. People don't like electric cars. And even if they're going to sell them in China, they build them in China, right? Even if they're going to sell them in China, they're competing against the fully Chinese companies. Price is a big deal in China. For instance, Toyota's selling an electric car now there in conjunction with the GAC company, which is a Chinese company, a whopping $15,100 for an electric SUV. Volvo, if you can't meet that price, the Chinese aren't going to be buying that many of them either. Volvo wants to be an electric car company, but guess what? Their clientele aren't electric people. Kind of stupid. It's just like Harley Davidson when it came out with their live wire electric motorcycle, and last year they sold a few hundred of them worldwide. Nobody that drives a Harley, their audience doesn't want an electric quiet Harley. Can't go that far. They want a Harley, put gas in and drive all over the place, right? Make a lot of noise. The Volvo people, your clientele, the people who buy Volvos, they don't want electric cars. Has been proven in the United States, and you can put them out there, but guess what? If they build them, will they come and buy them? Well, in the case of Volvo, as it stands so far, no, in the United States, they don't. Well, here's some hilarious electric car news. Maserati has canceled the electric MC20 Maserati Folgore before it was even revealed because nobody wanted it. Maserati's in a lot of trouble anyway. Their sales are going down the toilet. In 2024, Maserati sales were down 57%. They only sold 11,000 of them last year, and the year before they sold 26,000. And they have lost sales. So I guess the rich are no longer fascinated by Maserati. Now, they tried to make cheaper Maseratis. I had some customers in Houston that bought those rolling piles of crap, and they fell apart in front of their own eyes. Well, now even Maserati is saying no to the electric cars. They say they're going to work on hybrid cars instead. Well, at that price range and that lack of quality, most of us really don't care, but it's fascinating that even a snob company like Maserati is starting to run away from battery electric cars, which to me really makes the most sense because the last people on earth who want electric cars and their inconvenience are extremely wealthy people. They want everything to be convenient. They don't want to be sitting there waiting to charge a car up or wondering if it's going to make it where they're going, right? In actuality, probably the worst idea is to make super expensive electric cars because those people don't want them either. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.